What's good, YouTube fam? It's your boy Rank Up, and we back with another video. In today's video, I raised a question about what makes the ideal anime, because I recently just finished Vinland Saga, and I gotta say I was amazed, and it really sparked my interest in the manga, and I got reading right away. And with me reading the manga and just continuing this property in general, it made me question myself, like, damn, you know, how many more series have I really been compelled to read the source material that it's based off of, you know? And very few has come to mind. The only one I can honestly think of at the top of my head is Berserk. And I know there's no need for an introduction for Berserk, but for you poor little 2% soulless virgins out there who haven't read the manga, then damn it, you're in for greatness. That's a sign of greatness. There's greatness all around in this video. At the time of this recording, it's January 2nd, 2020, and I've officially finished the anime of season 1 for Vinland Saga, and I immediately read to the manga. Right now I'm just baffled how I was always protesting that anime was this glorified commercial for the manga, and it actually did its job, bro. I'm so invested in this property right about now. The fact that I'm making this video right now just praising it, that this is mind-boggling for me. But not only do I get a brand new understanding of the property in general, I'm a brand new consumer to this property's name and likeness now. All thanks to the manga, you know, just doing this job, executing the ideas and principles that the manga set out to do. And I see this happen a lot as well when I look back. Anime is just this more popular niche, you know. It's very easier to consume an episode or just a whole series than it is to find these books and read these books each piece by piece. But trust me guys, that's not the end all be all, because I can think about Toonami's epic relaunch from 2012 when they finally returned, and Deadland Wonderland was in that roster. It got so much exposure, so much attention, but by that time it already tanked in Japan, and I wasn't even compelled to read the manga after its cliffhanger ending, you know? Not to mention that the manga enthusiasts for this property would discard this anime because it didn't represent the manga entirely, or just wasn't that faithful recreation that they was expecting. But with me talking about this topic, I gotta include the embodiment of this discussion, and nobody needs the introduction to the Full Metal Alchemist franchise. This shit has 3 adaptations, 3 different variants of the same story and the same principles and ideas, and the fandoms are very strong and passionate about that. It's undeniable that the original anime adaptation from 2003 to 2005 had garnered huge popularity and critical acclaim, may I say, but it cultivated a die-hard, passionate fan base that couldn't wait to experience more of this property in general. And it didn't help that the original anime adaptation was incomplete and had went into its own anime-only territory. And the anime-only content had its own interesting, unique ideas that originally was supposed to be concluded in this 3-part movie series, and the first one to only release was Conqueror Shambhala. And I wish I could tell you the name of the other 2 movies, but the team literally dropped these projects just to start the second adaptation, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, that released in 2009. Not only did it reignite the passionate fan base and added on to that passionate fan base, it divided the same fan base because each of them had different gripes between the 2 different series and heralded as the ideal anime adaptation, and it started fighting a war against each other. And before I forget, I want to talk about the classic anime movie Akira, and that has a whole story arc not animated, not told and represented, and there's no manga enthusiasts coming out and really pressing about it, so I'm kind of confused. But I would digress. I want to end the video on this note. What do you guys think? What do you prioritize as the ideal anime adaptation? What were you looking for? Are you just looking for the bare bones synopsis, or just expressing the ideas and general themes of that series? Or do you want a faithful retelling? Do you want just everything down to the brim recreation and bringing to life of the story that you already know? So let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe, dislike. Please don't die and please don't cry. It's your boy Rank Up Otaku, and I'm out.